Thanks. Stop. Close pursuit. Fuck you. Sam 5, I'm hit. Shots fired.
What's up? What's up? What's up, my PBM family? What's up? Good to see you again. Another segment of Old School Cops. Today, I'm the two-man unit. Another special guest. He's been on a job for many years of law enforcement. He's from the community. He policed the community. He's held titles as detective, sergeant, gang investigator. So he knows the job. He got a lot of experience. So listen, we got a police shooting. The video you just saw, what we're going to try to do is slow it down or have some still shots because it happens just that fast when we start talking about how something can go from 0 to 100. This is actually one of those times. So let's take a look at it. Let's see if we can try to locate when the actual firearm was pulled out. Okay. So what we see here is the officer was making contact with a subject. Prior to that, I received information reference to an armed subject. The subject started walking away from him. He starts approaching the suspect. As you can see how it went from 0 to 100 just like that. And it actually does. The officer got struck. He survived the incident. He was able to return fire. Looking at the incident, he did a fantastic job. He stayed in the fight. He seen the threat. He tried to eliminate the threat. He took rounds. He actually emptied one magazine, and then he reloaded and then emptied another one. So what I can see on this particular video, that was definitely justified use of deadly. Go ahead, Tom. What do you see here?
You know what? I wish I could have seen more in the beginning, what led up to it, just to understand the story of what actually happened. But without that, you can still assess and see and make a determination that the use of force was good. How the officer responded. In fact, he saw and witnessed the threat. He responded to the threat. And like you said, he stayed focused. He stayed calm with radio communication, and he eliminated the threat. It's as clear as that. I mean, I don't know what more you can say. You know, it's a justified shooting.
Right. I'm glad you said that. And for viewers, we're constantly trying to educate you, get you a better understanding when it comes down to police use of force. A lot of people say, "Oh, why didn't he shoot in the hand, the gun, the leg, shoot the gun out of the hand?" That's just not realistic. That's not any part of police training. That's all TV. You never see that happen in incidents like this. Now, I have seen a situation where there was a standoff, and you had SWAT members, and they had time to set up. You had the high-powered rifle, the scope. The guy was sitting. He had the actual firearm in his hand. It gave the officer a lot of time to actually aim, shoot for the gun with a high-powered rifle. The stress level ain't as intense when you yards away with a high-powered rifle looking through a scope than someone walking up on you and you have a back and forth one-on-one gunfight. Totally different type of stress level. Totally different. And so I just need you guys to understand, because I've seen that in the comments. Why do they shoot to kill. You know, shoot to stop, shoot to stop the threat. You're trained as an officer. You continually shoot as long as the threat exists. Your job is to eliminate that threat. So sometimes the threat can be eliminated with a shot, 2 shots. Other times it takes you to empty your magazine to eliminate a threat. And the reason why, because I used to say the same thing before I became a police officer, why so many shots? Until we had a doctor come into our class and he explained there's only a few parts on the human body that you can hit that will automatically incapacitate somebody. If you don't hit one of those vital spots to immediately incapacitate, it takes seconds for your body to tell your brain you've been shot. And within those seconds, if a subject is running, the adrenaline's flying, or you in a fight of a gunfight, you could have shot him multiple times and he still would be moving. He would be still able to hurt you, to pull that trigger, to still shoot you. You don't know how many times I've seen people have straight shootouts and they've been hit multiple times and they continually shoot. So the training when it comes down to law enforcement is to shoot until you eliminate the threat. Once the threat is eliminated, then you no longer allowed to use deadly force because the threat no longer exists. As long as the threat exists, you will continually use force until that force eliminates the threat. What you got anything to add to that?
I mean, in police training, you're taught cinemas. That's, you know, you want to hit the area that has the highest percentage of you making the strike to eliminate the threat. And that is cinematic. But to your point, which was a very good point, the officer himself got struck and was still engaged in a battle. So that works both ways. Just like the individual can get struck and still engage. And who knows? He could be the one that actually used the deadly force and actually kills the officer. So no, it's justified and things are done for a reason. And I hope that everybody is understanding why it happens the way it does.
Yeah. And like I said, you know, don't forget to continue to support. It's been videos. I'm going to ask more guests to come on to get their views. So I appreciate the support that you guys have given so far. Please continue to like, subscribe, and share. Make sure you share these videos so we can get more of a community and more of a conversation going. Thank you and be safe. I'll see you next time.